Hi, and welcome to the inaugural episode of the On the Record podcast. You have with you today your two hosts, myself, Josh Warriner, and of course my companion, Tristan Melanson.
Hi!
Absolutely.
Hey everyone. First podcast. First anything besides Bloom really
Yeah, first time you've actually
come out. The rumors come out
of the closet. Tristan Melanson, he's real.
Yeah. So, how about you introduce yourself first?
Okay, well, I think most people listening will know who I am.
Sure, okay.
It's going on my channel.
Yeah,
It's going on my channel. I feel like people know
because we're so popular. You know, Populus is such a household name.
I mean, to the 150 followers, yeah. So I'm Josh Warriner, the founder and sole member of Populus Music, manager of Bloom, Nathan's Inc., etc.
What about your other accounts?
My other accounts?
Yeah, like
Oh yeah, also run the light show, I guess.
on
like
Instagram.
Lighting,
Follow it.
lighting blog thing if you like lighting. That's about it for my public forays, I suppose.
Yeah. I'm Tristan Melanson, of course. I mastermind, I guess, behind Bloom, the music of Bloom and everything else. Though I am not Bloom.
Well, no, of course not.
Yeah, because Bloom...
He's our roommate.
Yeah, he's a roommate,
Yeah.
so...
Naturally.
I'll get into how that works later on.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's about it. I'm just a musician under Populus' name. And also Mr. Populus's sidekick, I guess. So, yeah.
In life.
In life
Yeah.
and in death. Till death do us part.
Till the, yeah. Yeah, legally married.
We are.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's great. So, what's on the agenda today?
What
Our
is
first episode.
on the agenda today?
We should celebrate. We should, like, crack open a cold one of the... Crack open a
Boy with the cold ones.
ones.
Yeah. Saw where that was going.
Yeah.
Ooh, the bed noises.
Oops, sorry. Yeah, we have, like, the most whack setup right now.
Yeah.
Should we tell them?
I mean, for a professional image, maybe
Yeah,
not.
no, actually, yeah, we're in a studio. Yeah, we're totally in a studio.
Professional studio. We have our team of engineers here, and we're totally not sitting in front of a laptop.
Say hi, engineers. Hi. Yeah, and
Bloom's our engineer.
yeah, that was Bloom.
He's recording this himself.
God help us all.
Yeah.
I would hate for Bloom to record this. Yeah, agenda.
Well, so what's on the agenda for today? So, I figured we'd get started with a little segment we'll be calling Under the Needle.
Ooh.
Discussing what we've been listening to lately.
Sure.
So why don't you go ahead
you
and
want
get
me to
started with
start?
that?
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me just pull up Spotify. You can by the way, Spotify represent.
Yep.
You can
Not
talk.
sponsored.
Not yeah.
Not yet.
I've actually had a lot of time to listen to a lot of music since it's the March break and everything. So, just piles and piles of music. I'm probably losing my hearing, but that's cool.
Yeah, I invested in some of those musicians' earplugs, and they're actually like wax, so you should probably try those.
Yeah, I probably should. But also, it's to do with my vocal, practicing vocals. I do it with headphones while I'm listening to music, like the music I should be practicing to.
Yeah.
But my voice is loud.
Yes.
So I have to turn up the volume to hear the music.
Yes.
But then it's too loud, and then I start losing my hearing. Then I have to turn it up more.
Yeah.
So it's just a never-ending cycle. So recently, according to my Spotify, I've been listening to a lot of Saint Vincent.
Okay.
Because I've only been listening to Strange Mercy, and I wanted to listen to her other albums. So that's pretty cool. I've also been listening to a lot of just Chris Cornell.
Okay.
His like solo projects, and also Audioslave, and also Soundgarden.
Okay. Yeah.
And Temple of the Dog. Just because I'm covering him in a music festival.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, hella amount of Talking Heads.
Good.
And also
Excellent.
Tom Club.
Excellent.
Of course. Just been really into the funk. Also, Esperanza Spalding, just in general, just casual listening to her. And Talk. Laughing Stock, the album Laughing Stock. Good album. I remember listening to it before I was recommended and not liking it, but now I've gone through like the whole jazz phase, which this is like jazz inspired music, and now I'm like, okay, I like this now.
Okay.
Which is interesting. I do that a lot. I listen to albums that I didn't like before, that I hated or just didn't care for, and now I like, oh my god, this is great.
Yeah.
Just because of my ever expanding music taste.
Yeah, well, I think that happens with a lot of people who are very into music. Is you listen to something when you're young, you're like, oh, this sucks. Yeah. And you realize eventually that you're like, wait a minute, this is actually very sophisticated.
But it also helps that you're like, me personally, I don't know if anyone else does this, but like I've forced myself to like certain things.
Oh yeah, me too. I went through a phase for a while where I was convinced that I needed to like Bob Dylan.
Right.
Like I needed to.
Well,
I was like 14.
Who likes Bob Dylan though?
Well, let me tell you, I spent 2 weeks listening to nothing but Bob Dylan.
Jesus.
And let me tell you, I like Bob Dylan now. I mean, it works.
Yeah, that does work. I did that with rap, and rap wasn't hard to get into because I used to listen to Linkin Park, right? Throwback, a long time ago.
Yeah.
And there was, the hip hop influence there.
Yeah.
So listening to Kendrick Lamar and like Kanye and Outkast, 3 big ones that I listen to now.
3 big boys, yeah.
But jazz,
big boy.
Oh yeah, big boy. Yeah. But jazz was a little harder because you really need to know what's happening. You really need to get into like the
theory, even
the theory and the aesthetic.
Yeah.
What's happening? It took me so long to figure out. Yeah. But now I really like and I like it, and I think the breakthrough I had was with John Coltrane.
Really? I was
Love Supreme.
Mention him.
Yeah,
I was just going to mention Coltrane.
That album is wonderful. So you get right onto your playlist of things you've been listening to. It's a good segue.
Yeah, because I was about to bring up the fact that I've been listening to a lot of John Coltrane.
Yeah.
As well as his wife. I'm getting into good music, Alice.
Alice Coltrane, yeah.
It's like very harp.
Yeah,
jazz.
That's cool.
It's a really
harp
cool
is not
sound.
Harp is not a jazz instrument classically.
No,
speaking.
So you get like a jazz quartet with a harp, and it's like a really interesting kind of thing. She went through a phase where she made like a few albums of like vaguely like surreal aesthetic music.
Okay, cool. That makes sense.
Yeah, with a harp. With a traditional jazz quartet.
Was this after he died, or
this was after he died? Yeah. This was after John died.
Yeah. When did he die? 60 something? Late 60s?
Late 60s.
Early 70s?
Yeah. Late. Fact check.
But yeah, I think Alice. I listened to her before I listened to John Coltrane.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he died in 1967.
Okay. Yeah. Rip.
Yeah.
Rip in peace.
Legend. And of course, as you will all come to learn very well, I've been listening to a lot of Kanye.
I don't think that's like something that you'd say I've been listening to recently. I think that's just like an overall.
That's just
you've always been listening to nonstop ever since you started listening to Kanye.
That's just a lifestyle at this point. But yeah, I go through phases with albums. Like right now, I've been listening to Ye. On repeat.
Yeah. Right.
Which I'm actually, contrary to the popular belief, I think I like it more than Kids See Ghosts.
Oh yeah.
I think so. I don't know. I like the aesthetic of it, and it was like film. It was like recorded in a couple weeks.
It's just very mellow. It's very chill.
It is very mellow. Yeah.
Yeah. Ye is probably my favorite Kanye album. I think.
It's
the first one I got into, and it's still like mine.
Yeah, I got in through 808s and Heartbreak, which
right when it came out.
No. But you can tell where I was when I got into Kanye. If the first album I got into was 808s.
Yeah.
But then I immediately got into My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and from there I was like, hooked. Obviously,
talking about Kanye is like a podcast in itself.
There are podcasts.
I still haven't figured out his
Watching
personality.
the Throne, good podcast.
Yeah.
Shout out.
I still haven't figured out Kanye. Just.
What do you mean?
I don't know, like.
Because let me tell you.
Like sometimes I think he's like an absolute dumbass. Sometimes I think he's a like genius, and sometimes I think he's like just faking his personality in general, just, like all the time, and he's actually just like a really smart person that doesn't do this shit.
Let me tell you.
In his real day-to-day life.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, sure.
All of the above.
Christ.
The answer to that is all of
He's
the
also
above.
has like bipolar
Yeah.
stuff. Not to
Allegedly.
spread fake news or anything.
No, he says himself that he's on meds for
Okay.
bipolar. At times, not on meds for
That's
bipolar.
what like the overall theme for like Yay was, right?
That is the theme of Yay. Yeah. Like on
And that
on
was
Yikes.
that was-
He literally talks about his bipolar shit coming out.
right. Yeah. Oh, and I'm a superhero.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great.
And that was Life of Pablo too, right? It had some themes.
Life of Pablo. Yeah, a bit. Life of Pablo is also a great album.
Life of Pablo is a clusterfuck. It really, you would think that would be inspired in a lot of Bloom stuff that I do. But
Yeah.
I don't really listen to that album a lot.
But
I do like the overall, just like, holy crap, this is intense.
I also like it's kind of out of all of his directions that he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I very much like the soul angle he took, which is also the angle he
Yeah.
had with a lot of his early music.
Yeah.
But he kind of went back to the soul kind of stuff with Life of Pablo, and it's looking like from what's coming out that he's kind of going in that direction for this new album, which God knows by the time it comes out won't be called Yandi.
Yeah, probably.
Life of Pablo went through 5 names before it actually came out.
Oh yeah.
It was like Swift, it was Waves, it was TurboGrafx 16.
TurboGrafx 16.
Yeah, it's an old console. It's an old video.
Jesus.
It's an old video game console. Yeah,
Damn. Okay.
yeah. Because Kanye wanted to make video games when he was young.
Cool.
Yeah, and how he first got into music.
Like on Newgrounds.
I think it was before that. He first got into making music because he wanted to make music for his video games,
Yeah.
and then he was like, oh shit, I like making music. I'm gonna do that, and then he did.
Video game music is an art in itself too.
Oh my god, some video game soundtracks are like unreal.
Well, I told you how I make my bass lines, right, for Bloom. I base it off of like video game bass lines. I don't base them off directly. I try to make the aesthetic of it
Okay.
and the overall because whenever you
Bloom
listen
video
to
game.
Bloom video game, yeah. Whenever you listen to video game bass lines, they're a separate melody than like just like a back force for guitars.
Yeah.
And I try to do that. Sometimes I put like when it's really heavy, then yeah, it's just going to be like root note.
Yeah.
But other times I usually just try to make it a separate melody in general.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
More rhythmic, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's a classical thing too, actually.
Yeah.
Because
I think so.
I think what happened is like back in the old, it was very limited.
Yeah.
So all they
8-bit
had,
sound.
all they had was like the high and then the low, and so they had to make it interesting. I think. And
Yeah.
then, I don't know. I don't know the whole thing behind it,
But yeah, there's some great video games. Like it's brought up a lot on the internet, but unironically, the Minecraft soundtrack is actually it's actually fantastic.
and it works with like the whole calm thing.
Yeah, and it's
Like
I don't know.
building
It's just
and
like
shit.
I can just genuinely listen to that soundtrack, and I'm like, I can enjoy it melodically.
Yes. All memes aside, Minecraft was a good game. With all the bullshit, it's still a great game. It still holds up as.
Yeah. I still play it. It's a good
I used to-
creative outlet.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just relaxing.
Yeah.
Or anything in between. I mean, there's mods and shit. If you go online with it.
And then you can get like into the ridiculously technical stuff.
Yo, shout out to Minecraft Hunger Games.
Oh my god, yeah.
I never watched. I mean, I never played Minecraft except for like on my Xbox, which was very limited. But
yeah,
still.
that was fairly later in its.
And I didn't have
lifespan,
live,
too.
so
Okay.
yeah, there was that.
Yeah,
but like I remember, I would. The only reason why I know a lot about Minecraft is because I used to watch a lot of Minecraft YouTubers.
Oh my god, me too.
Yeah,
I
and
used to watch.
I'm still subscribed to a couple of them. I don't really watch them. I just kind of like, hey, I still respect you.
Yeah, well, I go back and visit some of them
Yeah.
sometimes. Like, it's kind of nostalgic, and then you get to some that just don't make videos anymore, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
well, that's sad.
Yeah, that was our generation's Fortnite, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, we were still in the same generation as like the kids who play Fortnite now.
Yeah.
But we're not. We're still even kind of kids, really. But like,
Did you ever play Roblox?
yes, yeah.
Let me tell you,
Oh yeah.
I loved Roblox. Listen,
I think it's shit, but like it's also like great.
it's
It's a poor man's Minecraft. Really.
yeah.
Well, no.
Well,
I don't know.
it's a bit different. Let me tell you about the fundamentals of Roblox.
I never had. Okay, I played Roblox a bit. Oh, sorry to cut you off, but
That's fine.
I played Roblox a bit, but usually it was only at my friend's house because I didn't have like the greatest computer.
Yeah,
it was like it was so slow, and I could barely process even Roblox. So I barely played it. But like when I did, it was like a hell of a time.
I paid for Builders Club.
Oh my god!
I had like
really?
the executive membership.
Oh my god!
No, I was monetarily invested.
Wow.
In Roblox.
Of course you were.
I just like Roblox.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Roblox. So what's next on the list?
Well, let me tell you. I think we should maybe go into news of the where we talk about any news, any music news in particular, or news in general that interested us in the past days. Well, I wrote some stuff down.
Actually, no, I know one.
Okay, hit me.
Weezer is quite a topic
Weezer
in the music community right now.
Weezer's back in action. They've all.
Well, do you know the history of Weezer? Like, you kind of have to know the history of Weezer to know where they're at right now.
Fill everyone in.
Well, I don't know them. I'm not the hugest Weezer fan. Like, I listen to, of course, like, you know, the first album, and then Pinkerton, of course. That's
What are their fans called?
What?
What are their fans called? Wheezies?
Yep, Wheezies. No, I don't know what their fans are called, but they're very... Actually, I think they have the most loyal fan base.
Yeah.
Because they went through shit, and yet they still have like quite a bit of fans.
Yeah. I mean, Rivers Cuomo is kind of a legend.
He is.
Like, his Twitter feed is... Twitter feed's the best.
He's also kind of a monk.
Shout out to Rivers Cuomo.
Yeah, Rivers Cuomo. But they had this falling out in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Never really got back out of it, like, compared to, like, their first two albums.
Yeah.
Which were, like, hit. Well, Pinkerton wasn't a hit at first, but then it became, like, their... Yeah. Anyway, they had a falling out because Rivers was depressed, had shit going on in his life. And they eventually started making more albums after a while. Yeah. And he got out of his depressed phase, and then Rivers had a family, and now he's doing, like, kind of, like, meditation a lot now, too.
Oh, that's good.
I think recently they've been trying to get mainstream.
I mean,
and their past couple albums were shit, I guess. I don't know. That's what I hear anyway.
It's kind of working. I mean, we're talking about Weezer.
Yeah, it's weird. They have a weird... It's hard to know where they're standing right now.
Yeah.
I see them everywhere, but, like, I don't know. It's just... Weezer's a weird band right now.
Weezer's a weird band.
But Black Album
and
came
the
out.
Teal album.
Teal album, yeah.
Teal album was talked about a lot, actually.
Even kind of more than the Black Album.
I mean, yeah, that was the...
Well, that came from a meme of them trying to... people on Twitter were telling them to do Africa. And they did. And it was... And then it was their first hit in, like, years.
Yeah, it actually got them on the charts.
Yeah. And so they're like, why don't we just do this?
Again. Yeah, and then they made a whole album. And everyone was like, okay.
It sounded like Ninja Sex Party under the covers. They basically did every song they did with, like, the 80s hits. But those are 80s hits. Anyone would do them, right?
Yeah, for sure.
By the way, shout out to Ninja Sex Party.
Don't get them started.
No, yeah, well, we'll save that for some other time. So I heard some people liked it, some people hated it. Yeah. And it's the same thing with Black Album. They're in this rut of kind of plain pop rock. Yeah. Which some people like and some people hate, and yeah. I think the overall thing is just a meh. Those two albums were meh for most people. Yeah. I listened to them. The Teal album was... It just sounded like the songs they were covering. They're really good covers.
But they're, like, almost too good. Like, it basically just sounded like you listening to the original songs with...
What if they just, like, re-recorded all the actual songs?
It basically just sounds like every song you know from the 80s, but you replaced your favorite singer with Rivers Cuomo, and that's it.
Honestly, that's, like, my dream. But then, like, the Black Album was just kind of, like, there's some hits, just some... bad, schlocky, like, boring. They were very predictable. They were very by the books of pop. Yeah. So, which some people like, some people hate. Yeah. I think they're doing pretty good for themselves. I see a lot of ads for them. Apparently they're doing shit with Fortnite, so that's pretty cool.
It's the place to be these days.
I seen a meme where it was like, it was like an edited photo of like the, hey fellow kids.
Oh, hey
and
fellow
he's got
kids,
the skateboard and it's this River's face on it.
Yeah. I mean,
So that's kind of where they're at. So
well, it's okay.
How'd this conversation happen?
We're talking about Weezer.
Why were we talking? Oh, music news.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I have to say about
Okay.
Weezer.
Well, I have a couple written down. One a little bit more mainstream and kind of out there,
Sure.
and one that's a little more less talked about than it should be, I think. So we'll start with the one that everyone knows about.
Sure.
R. Kelly is in a bit of trouble.
And one of his fans tried to bail him out, right?
Did successfully.
Oh, so what?
$100,000.
Wait,
Yeah.
so he's bailed out.
Yeah. He's out.
He's out?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's still
thought he was
awaiting
still-
trial.
Oh, okay.
But no, he was bailed out of his current stint in jail. So one that I don't think is being talked about enough, and I don't think a lot of people know about. Do you know about the Wrecking Crew?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, see, there we go.
Yeah.
Teaching moment. So
Yeah.
the Wrecking Crew were a studio band,
Okay,
hired guns, session musicians,
that's cool.
and they were a coalition of them. They worked with the Beach Boys.
Oh, sick.
They-
Wait, the Wrecking Crew, is that a band or is that it's just a name for
the name of the collective.
of a studio?
They kind of tended to come as a package deal.
Oh, cool.
Like you would bring on
Were they
the
the-
Wrecking Crew.
Were they That's kind of cool.
But yeah, there was a documentary about them which I saw at school, which is how I know about them.
Okay. By the way, we still go to school, kids.
Yeah, we're both in high school.
We're
Surprise! Yeah,
students.
17 and 18 respectively.
Yeah. Guess which one's 18?
It's not the one you'd think. Yeah. So they were like, pick a top 40s hit from 1950 to 1970, and they were probably on it.
Yeah.
Like pretty much everything that was coming out of LA at the time,
Okay.
they were on. Like Sonny and Cher, Mamas and the Papas, Bob Dylan, Birds, Beach Boys.
So they did everything.
Like yeah, they were.
Wrecking Crew. That's a
Yeah.
good name.
It's a
Call in the Wrecking Crew. We can't do this.
it's a badass name.
It
Yeah.
is.
Like hang on. Just looking at some of the records they were on. Yeah.
Well, what's the news? Tell me the
Okay.
news first.
Well, their drummer, Hal Blaine,
Sure.
just passed away
Oh.
at the age of 90.
Oh, damn. Really?
Yeah, so that's why as I figured it'd be a good segue to discuss them and kind of like how they're
Yeah.
like
I hate hearing about musicians like right when they die,
yeah.
because like that's when they get most press. You only hear about them when they die if you're not like into them yet, and then
Yeah.
then you get into them. It's like, oh, I only got into them because they died.
Yeah.
Which sucks. I had that with who did I get that with?
Well,
Anyway.
this wasn't I started listening to them because of this, but I didn't know who XXXTentacion was until he died.
Really?
I heard of him I heard about him getting arrested, but I'd never heard his music, and then he died, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll listen to some of it.
I heard about Lil Peep, and then along with him came XXXTentacion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Wrecking Crew. Anything else in music news?
Yeah, the 9 Inch Nails record there.
Yeah.
Just turned 25.
The Downward Spiral. Yeah, that's like their Master Puppets or Enter Sandman or whatever.
I know next to nothing about 9 Inch Nails, so
I know a bit.
Okay, fill me in.
I'm a bit of a 9 Inch Nails poser because I listened to their first album, which was, I think it was their first album. I forget what it's called. Cool. That's how much of a fan I am.
Yeah, fake fan, honestly.
But Downward Spiral is a great album. Very industrial. That's basically their whole sound.
Yeah.
It was a concept album too, and that's where the one where Johnny Cash covered
Hurt.
Yeah, that's off that album too. So,
Okay.
Yeah, Hurt's on there, and a lot of other good singles came out of there.
Yeah.
That's what made them 9 Inch Nails, was that album.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, really the only stuff I know is like just like when they collaborated with Bowie.
Yeah.
That's kind of
that was just Trent.
That was just Trent Reznor, yeah. But that's kind of my maximum exposure to 9 Inch Nails is when they collaborated with Bowie.
I know about how and where it was made, Downward Spiral, because I read Marilyn Manson's biography.
Okay.
And he talks about how he made his most famous album, it's one with beautiful people on it.
Yeah.
Shit, what is it called?
You want me to look it up?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, he made that alongside Downward 9 Inch Nails doing Downward Spiral in the same studio. So yeah, 2 big monumental albums in the same place at the same time. So that's pretty cool.
Antichrist Superstar?
Yeah, Antichrist Superstar. That's when Marilyn Manson did that, and very depressing time apparently. Very not mentally sane
For
both of them.
Yeah. Well, that's kind
apparently the studio was like fucked up and haunted or something.
Well, it's kind of the part of the theme of Downward Spiral too, right?
Yeah. So and Antichrist Superstar kind of, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
That's also a concept album. Actually, 3. It's a trilogy.
Okay.
It's part 1 of a trilogy.
Okay.
Of albums
from Manson?
From Manson. It starts with Antichrist Superstar, and then it goes to
Mechanical Animals,
and then Hollywood.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah. So yeah, Downward Spiral.
He's starting to look like Nick Cage. You know, you seen it?
Who? Marilyn Manson?
Yeah, he looks like
He looks like Nick Cage. Sorry, Marilyn. Love you.
Nick Cage is great. Face Off.
Right. Yes.
Classic. Absolute classic. There was the one Left Behind. It's like a really heavy-handed Christian movie about the rapture.
Jesus.
Yeah, Left Behind.
I don't think anyone can take Nick seriously anymore, though. That's a problem. Like, if someone watched him, like, in a good movie,
yeah,
like, watch him, they'd probably think he'd be a great actor, but, like, people that know his past in movies can't, like, take the mentality that this is Nick Cage. He's acting right now.
Yeah, well, Nick Cage always plays Nick Cage, basically.
True.
That no matter what movie you see Nick Cage in, he's playing Nick
Even
Cage.
when he's trying to, like, do a different accent. I think he did that once. Or, like, do a different language.
Oh, yeah, no, he's always just...
He's like, I'm Nick Cage. Buenos dias.
Yeah, basically.
We should get ready for Cage Pull, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you know what Cage Pull is, Josh?
Yeah. No.
Tell me about Cage Pull.
I'm assuming you watch Nicolas Cage movies?
Yeah, throughout the entire month.
Like every day?
Every day. Yeah, it's Cage Pull.
I mean, he's been in enough movies.
Truly. I think a good 5 movies a day would cover...
Gotta watch Con Air.
Yeah.
Leaving Las Vegas.
How the fuck does, like, actors, like, make... Because there have been actors that made, like, 40-plus movies.
Oh, easily.
How the fuck does that work?
You're just always working. Always on set.
But, like, that takes so much time.
Yeah.
It's, like, takes about as much time as an album makes, basically.
Yeah, how long does an album take?
Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. No, it takes a while, though, for sure.
Yeah.
Nick Cage.
Anyway, anything else on the agenda?
On the agenda.
The Populus agenda?
Well, also wrote down a little segment I was going to call the Bulletin.
Okay, cool.
Where we're just talking about what's been going on in our lives.
Right.
Just a general free talk segment about what we've been up to.
Sure, okay, yeah. I'll go first with the whole bulletin.
Sounds good.
So, where do I begin? I've been freaking busy.
Wacky.
I'm doing something big for Bloom.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, really. Which is taking up most of my time. Although I've been on a bit of a hiatus with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully I can get back into it. More details on that soon.
Soon? Yeah. I think so.
Right?
I think we can say that, let's say now, that we will be talking a bit more about what exactly that is by the end of the month.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah. At least telling you
if I can get my ass around to it.
Which I am contractually obligated as your manager to say you will.
Yes. Hopefully, I can't let Bloom down.
No. I mean, he's our son.
He is our son. But Speaking of Bloom, we're probably going to be doing stuff with him later. That will come out
Yeah.
sometime.
Yeah, probably gonna shoot some videos.
Just different stuff. We're on a creative binge right now, so
Yeah.
we have a bunch of stuff coming up.
You know what they really call it a creative Wednesday.
But outside of Bloom, I have work.
Work. What do you do?
Make sushi.
Okay.
And also, of course, I have an education. I still go to high school along with Mr. Populus over here.
Yeah. Well,
And if you don't know anything about us, it's good to know that we're both in Sonic Democracy.
yeah, a collective at our high school, which has put out 2 studio albums in the last 2 years.
Please, for the love of God, just listen to them.
Yeah, go listen to Spotify, Crossroads, and Dreamlands. It's
in the first album.
yeah,
The first
no,
album's
both
pretty good
yeah,
too.
but it would just it's genuinely been a pride. Like you moved here basically.
We'll talk about this later.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a whole story.
Yeah, there's a long story, but basically it's a big part of our lives. Shout out to that.
So yeah, that's been consuming my life.
Yeah, learning songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? I think that's it. That's really. Oh, and I do vocal lessons.
Yeah.
So I have a vocal festival music festival happening soon.
Yeah.
So I'm preparing for that in this month. Scary.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fun. Yeah, and just generally we're both like about to graduate.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's fun. Almost done high school.
Should we talk about what's happening after the big?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
We've got some big stuff in the works for after that. So stay tuned for that. That's also been consuming a hell of a lot of our lives.
Yeah, life's been busy. I actually never been this busy in my life.
Me neither.
So I guess that's just a part of growing up.
Yeah,
But-
you just get busier.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
It's also kind of mentally
It's
draining and
exhausting, but
I do get those manic nights. I do not get a lot of sleep. So
well,
I've been sleeping actually a lot better
That's
for
good.
the March break, but
That's
it's
good.
a break.
Yeah.
It'll change.
oh yeah, we'll get back to not sleeping before we know it.
Yeah. So what's been going on in your life?
A lot of the same stuff. Sonic Democracy. No vocal lessons here or lessons. I also
you don't play music. What
oh
a fucking nerd.
whoa.
Yeah.
I also have a job.
Yep.
Also been working on some new stuff for Populus, more blog posts. Thinking about doing a little ebook, kind of on the music business.
Oh, cool.
A little side thing, you know,
Yeah.
because people like ebooks. Could write about what I know, my experiences, kind of show the love.
Mm-hmm.
Also been reading a lot lately, actually.
I wish I was reading more.
Yeah, I been going back to Douglas Adams as I always do.
Yeah.
Reading Dirk Gently.
Dirk Gently, yeah.
It is a lot more confusing than
Oh, yeah?
Hitchhiker's Guide.
I still haven't finished Hitchhiker's Guide, so I need to finish that.
Hitchhiker's
before
Guide is
can
my
do it.
favorite book of all time.
I have a couple books on the back burner. I have Geddy Lee's Big Book of Bass.
Whoa, that's right in front of us.
Yeah, well, actually, so I'm reading that. It's barely like a reading book, though. It's more of a picture book. It's a good book.
It's also a
all weird.
tome. It is large,
It is. It's all of Geddy's bass collection, plus
Which,
interviews.
which is a lot of bases.
And if you don't know who Geddy Lee is, he's a lead singer. Was lead singer and bassist of Rush. Hopefully, he's doing more music soon.
Hopefully.
I think. He said he wanted to do.
Okay.
With Alex too, the guitarist of Rush.
There's
Alex
Neil.
Lifeson.
Neil retires, so they're just
Neil
like, you know what? You know
yeah.
what? Fuck Neil.
No, because Neil. His body's wearing out. He's an elder man, so drums takes a lot of physical.
Oh yeah,
Effort.
he's getting like dude's getting arthritis.
Yeah, so that's why he stopped. Also, he has a family and he just wants to be with his family.
Oh, yeah.
Which is understandable. Also, he always had a hard time with fame, so that makes
from
sense.
the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's
But
such
Alex
an
and-
interesting guy.
Oh yeah, for sure. But Alex and Geddy, they're very spry.
They're spring chickens.
Yeah, and they still, I do believe, I've heard that they still want to be making music and collaborating with people.
Well, they're childhood best friends too. They met in high school.
That too. Yeah, they have the chemistry of two cells. Two singular cells. What else I've been reading was a lovely gift that one Populus Music gave me is the Necro fucking Nomicon.
Oh yeah, I bought you the Necronomicon for Christmas.
Yeah.
The H.P. Lovecraft collection, not like an actual Book of Demons.
Yeah.
Well, not yet.
Pretty cool though.
I actually found one at the bookstore.
Really?
Yeah.
Like in the New Age section?
Yeah, like it's got like spells in it.
That.
Bad vibes as soon as I opened it. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
spooky.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Necronomicon, H.P. Lovecraft, Cthulhu, and everything.
Yep.
Anything else on the agenda?
No, not really. We're clocking in.
We
at
are really
51 minutes now. So.
Well, it's a little bit less than that since we had a couple of...
Yeah, the quoting is clocking in about 51
Yes.
minutes. We'll probably add about half an hour.
Yeah. Yep.
Anything else we wanna?
Just eat your vegetables.
Yeah. Let us know what you think. If you like the whole podcast spiel.
And if you love it, great. We'll keep on doing it.
And if you don't love it, we're gonna keep doing it anyway.
And on that, we conclude our episode of what's this called again?
Goodbye, everyone.